Welcome everybody to Interview Friday. We have made it to Friday once again, and today is a really exciting time because this is a special day already. I mean, it's a special day because it's where we take the time to kind of go in depth with somebody and experience, how they experience life. What motivates them, how they keep their sanity, how they overcome obstacles and setbacks, and what makes them happy. So today we're very fortunate to have the unique pleasure of spending time with a conservationist, a wildlife advocate, a lover of the sea, and a friend to the Manta Ray, Miss Martina Wing. I was promising to talk about Manta Rays last Wednesday, and then we had Harlan Gleason on and David Arquette, and we ended up talking about all kinds of other things, but we never got to the Manta Ray thing, and I'm really glad because today I've got an expert to talk about it. My mantra this week was let go, and I didn't do a great job of it yesterday. I was just hanging on so hard to my ego, which, something you need, but you don't really need to hang on to it so hard. I was struggling. Luckily today, we have Martina Wing to snap me out of it. At the top of the show, we're going to have a special 5-minute breathing session with the Manta Rays from their website, which is called mantarayadvocates.com. On the site, there's a series of meditations, 8 videos featuring music and guided meditation, and they are gracious enough to let us do one of these on the show today. Also, I wanted to add that we have a contest today, that hopefully we'll get to it, and we will also be joined for the dance break by the musical talents of Kaylea. She's playing a song called Manta Rays, so that's pretty appropriate. Let's get into this. It's Interview Friday, live. If you have any questions, post them in the chat room, because we'll get them answered. All right. We're going to just jump right in. Get your headphones if you got them.
Welcome to our morning ritual meditation. Begin with breath. Together with the Manta Rays, let's take a few minutes to get the day off to a balanced start. We'll do this by allowing the rhythmic movements of these gentle giants to support us in some relaxed breathing. Take a minute to find a comfortable sitting position where your spine is supported and you can comfortably see the video in full screen mode. As always, I like to recommend headphones to enhance your relaxation experience. Begin to notice your breath. Initially, the only work to be done is to notice. Without changing anything, notice how your breath is moving this morning. Notice how it feels entering your nose or perhaps your mouth. Notice how your upper chest, perhaps your lower belly, naturally expand and contract. Become familiar with what your breath wants to do in this moment. No controlling, no judgment, simply observing what is. Now, honoring your comfort as paramount, on your next exhale, see if you can let go of your breath in a little slower and more relaxed way. At the end of the exhale, you may experience a pause, or you may not. It's all just as it should be. when your body is ready to automatically take a breath in, again, have the gentlest intention to breathe in with ease and comfort. As you notice the gracefulness with which the manta rays move about the ocean, allow them to soothe your nervous system and support your intention to ever so gently relax your breath. In and out. With each exhale, imagine letting go of anything that no longer serves you. With each inhale, that you are nourishing every cell in your body. Continue with this practice of following your breath in and out as you enjoy the near effortlessness of our ocean friends. Gently bring your attention back. Release your breath back to its own natural process, and notice how you can move into your day with a little more ease and grace. This is what it feels like to have gifted yourself with a morning ritual that begins with breath. Aloha.
I'm so relaxed now. I can't even tell you. Martina, so glad
Aloha.
to have you here. Aloha, all the way
That's right.
from Hawaii,
Yep, from the Big Island.
from the Big Island. Thank you for that meditation, and I think everybody really appreciated that so much. I know I did. It was a great way to get to Friday, I'll tell you. And those meditations are available on your site, which
Yep.
is
Yep.
they're called Manta Ray Meditations, and the site is called Manta Ray Advocates.
Yeah, you can go to mantarayMeditations.com. It
there's
goes
that
direct
too.
there. So
That's great. So yeah, there's 8 of them. They're wonderful. And Martina, to start us off, tell me, how did you get involved with Manta Rays?
Yeah, so I'm a German national. I mean, now U.S. citizen as well. But
Yeah.
I came 23 years ago to the Big Island as a tourist, just traveling. And I ended up then scuba diving, and to see the manta rays here on the Big Island on the Kona coast, you do a night dive. And so someone signed me up. I said, you have to do this dive. So I did, and didn't really know what I was signing up for. I didn't know what a manta ray is, the translation to German. My English wasn't very good back then. And so I did the dive, and it really, really touched my heart, for two different reasons. One particular was I was in a sad chapter of my life, and I needed to get away from Germany and travel. And then this was just really the moment where I felt like I had some healing starting for me, to be in their presence. And what also happened is that changed my life on many levels. Is I was filmed, like the footage you see right now on this the meditation.
Yeah,
it's a combination of my husband and of a gentleman called James Wing. Today, my husband, so I give it away already. I bought the video from him on my very first manta ray dive.
Really?
And so he filmed me. I bought the video. I got a husband out of it. So that's kind of the short story of it.
Pretty good.
It's like, and of all the names to have now is Wing. It's like I swim as man. It's not makeup money name. It's really my name.
I thought about that. I was like, wow, it's like you have the ideal name for a manta ray advocate.
Yeah, both of us. Yeah. And so it was. I mean, then things started to. I fell in love so much with the manta rays. Fell in love with the guy. The combination of both. Mm-hmm. And then in 2001, I immigrated, and since then we run this company together. For many years it was a small production company, and being the camera people at the sites when people go out. It's ocean recreation really big here on this island. I mean, in Hawaii in general, but the Kona coast is in particular ocean recreation. Going out, seeing dolphins, whales, diving. And then the manta ray dive is kind of the cream of the whole thing, because we have now 3 locations. And on a regular basis, people go out and see the manta rays at night. And that's kind of a kicker on top of that.
Why do they go at night? Why do you go at night?
Yeah, so the concept here is that when you turn on lights at night, so the ocean has to be dark, plankton that is everywhere in the ocean is concentrating around light. Because the plankton is actually tricked to think it's the sun and wants to photosynthesize. Oh. And the manta rays on this coastline, I mean, this is happening for 30 years. The lights are on, and started out at one location, and every night there's a hotel, bright lights shining on the ocean. And the manta rays just gathered there and said, oh, easy food, right? I'm just going in circles, like you see in the video. They just, they right in front of the camera. And there's other lights in the background. These are divers and snorkelers. Today, it's everything grew as an industry. And so it has to take place at night, because then the food is concentrated. So we bring the people to view the mantas while the manta rays are feeding. So it's not this. Some people ask me, it's like, are they coming for us? Heck no. They want food, so. Yeah. But it's been a very established activity here in town. And I'm in this, my husband for 30 years, and I'm joined them 23 years ago. So
wow. So so some people, I think that manta rays are dangerous. Is that? Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, it's. I think it was 2006 when Steve Irwine, his last problem was really a stingray. And we were actually worried that would be bad for our business, because people think now all rays are bad, right? And there are many different rays. There could be a spotted eagle ray in the ocean, a bad ray, a cowl ray, angel rays. I mean, there's many different kind of rays. And the stingray is just the most infamous because of Steve Irwine, But in the ray family, when we think of rays, the manta rays are the largest one. We always measure by. I got my little prop here.
All right.
We always measure the wingspan of manta rays, or actually we have all rays.
Yeah.
And if you look at the smaller kind of reef, the mantas, it's called the reef manta.
Yeah.
Just give you some sizes. When a pup is born, it's about 2 or 3 feet in wingspan. If you have a teenager manta ray, about 6-7 feet. A grown-up male is 9 feet.
9
grown-up
feet.
Females, that's the males. And in the background, you see the manta ray called Big Bertha. She's one of our longest known manta rays on the coastline, and she's about 12 to 14 feet. And that's the grown-up female for the reef mantas. And then there's also pelagic manta rays. That means, reef mantas habitat is the reef. Here in Hawaii, it's the reef's right out backyard. And in pelagic manta rays, they would roam the big blue. They're out and about in the ocean, you know, and they're up to 22 feet. So in the ray family, the manta rays are by far the largest, you know. So and they have no stinger, no teeth, and no barb.
And
So
they just eat plankton.
And plankton, think of plankton as snowflake-sized little critters. And manta rays have a big mouth in the front. So when the manta ray is coming towards the camera now in the background, the mouth is actually closed. It should be open, and it just would then filter feed out what is in front of him through the mouth and the gills and the gill slits. And
there was a video that I saw on your channel where a jellyfish got into the mouth of one of these manta rays, and then he spit it out.
Immediately. It doesn't belong in there. Yeah. I mean, it's a weird comparison, but I don't like Brussels sprouts. You know, it's like it just doesn't belong into their mouth. It's like immediately.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
That's a good scene to watch. You know.
Now they also move differently than the stingrays, right? They
a stingray would undulate, go like this, right? And the manta ray is more like up and down, and down. Although they're so acrobatic in their movement, they can just stop one fin and then the body moves around it, you know. So it's, I mean, the background is much better picture than me. But you know how they turn on a dime. You can really, when you think of a ray, all the rays on a dime, they can turn around. And the manta ray is just because it's such a big fish, you know, it's like an airplane size almost, you know. It's like, and I had engineers back in the day when I was still filming. They bought the video of them with the, you know, what I used. I bought the video from Jim. When I was a customer on the activity, and then I joined him, and we both then filmed the guests. So I was exposed to all the people from all the world. I still do it in the sense of guiding people. But this one time was cool because these engineers that built fighter planes, they bought the video not because they were in the video, because they wanted to mimic the movement of the creature. To build it's nature created the perfect fighter plane, you know, because they're really, really fast and acrobatic at the same time.
And when you have people come and they swim with the manta rays, right? So that's
so
ecotourism, I guess, as they call it, right? How do they interact with them, and tell us about that? Yeah,
so you can either snorkel with the manta rays or you can dive with the manta rays. And if you, let's start with the divers, it's a smaller group today. It used to be just diving, and then eventually it switched over that snorkelers come. But the idea is that the divers, and you have to be certified, are sitting on the bottom of the ocean and one of the locations we have, and it's about 30 feet of depth. I'm actually in the background, it's all my footage, but I'm on the bottom right now in about 30 feet of depth. And I film up to the surface. In the background, you see some lights, and there are lights on the surface from snorkelers. And then this column of light is 30 feet depth, and we keep the snorkelers on top. They're guided by swim guides, and divers on the bottom with dive masters. And the space in between is illuminated. Like now I'm shooting actually from the top to the bottom on this video.
It's so incredible. It's like you're at some kind of concert or something, you know?
With all those lights. Concert.
It's a rock concert going on. Underwater
with bubbles and beauty.
And you don't touch manta rays, right? Is there something?
We are always stay in passive interaction. It's we all agreed on this as an industry guidelines. Well, don't interfere with the animal. What it's trying to do, like nature, right? It's like it's trying to eat and get more food in a short time because it's in abundance. And if we would interfere, the manta rays trust the situation, so we would break that trust that we built. I mean, these are actually fish conditioned to trust a concept. It's Pavlov effect. It's classical conditioning that's happening here. It's really cool.
And you know each one of them. You have names for each one of them?
Yeah, that's Vicky Ray right now.
You can tell just from looking at it, right?
Yeah, I named a lot of them.
Can you tell that one?
Nick Ray. It's probably Big Bertha's baby, but that's maybe just a story. I cannot prove that.
How do you tell them apart?
Well, if you look at the underside of a manta ray, I'll go back to my thing. There are the gill slits on each side. And there's a spot pattern between it. So this one has just three stripes, you know. But if you keep looking and watching the video, you can see most manta rays, all manta rays have different spot pattern. It's like a fingerprint.
Really?
And we have a nonprofit in town that has a database of 320 manta rays identified over, the catalog is like 30 years old. Yeah, but look at this Manta Ray. You see
Yeah.
at this is Ohane Nui. That means the Great Spirit. And look at this other next one. That's Renata Ray. She looks very different, actually.
Do they have different personalities?
Definitely. Individuality and personality. Some Manta Rays. See, when we look at this video, I'm sitting there on scuba. I have a pretty big camera set up and bright lights.
Yeah.
That's why the Manta Rays are coming towards me, you know. This is a scene where I'm sitting on 30 feet of depth, shooting up, and you see a lot of fish because the fish want the plankton as well.
Yeah.
And the background lights are the snorkelers on top.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and the Manta Rays just feel, okay, that could be a good place to eat. Let's hang out here. And sometimes the plankton is in abundance, and sometimes it's not. It's every night is a little different.
So amazing
You know,
to me. So when you do the meditations, there is someone that does the guided meditation. Is that her? Amanda Weber. So
Yeah.
she does those meditations. I just wanted to acknowledge that. The other thing I want to ask you about is this video here, which is a viral video. And it was on your website, and it's a dolphin rescue. This thing went totally viral, and you filmed it, is that right?
I'm the camera person. Yeah. In 2013, I'm underwater. I'm doing my job, filming the guests from the boats.
Yeah.
That's how we made a living selling those videos.
Yeah.
And we also meet different groups underwater, like different dive boats meet all at the same place. So it's a teamwork. It makes most sense.
Yeah.
So this guy who's actually a rescuer, he's from a different company. I never really talked to him.
Yeah.
But underwater, we just clicked because he needed my lights when a dolphin swam up to.
See.
Swam into the situation.
Really?
Lit up area, right? This rock points, and the dolphin comes in, and then you can see that he had fishing line wrapped around his pectoral fin.
Oh.
And he ended up with this diver who realized it, started to work on it.
Yeah.
And you see how he pulls out the tool. He was the only dive master that night to have a tool. I mean, it was lots of things came together. And the dolphin really stuck around and said, yeah, help me out with this problem I have. So from a problem solving concept, it just really it continues to blow everybody's mind how this dolphin reacted around scuba divers. I mean, it doesn't know what a human is. It just knows there could be some kind of solution there.
Wow.
And
So
it's really powerful.
did the dolphin just come in kind of knowing that he could be rescued in this way?
So at the beginning of this video, it's the actual rescue. The whole footage is about 7 minutes. I saw him coming in, and then I started filming until he leaves.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a scene where he goes up to the surface and comes back. He took a breath, come back to the same guys.
Oh, wow.
You know, so.
We'll go back.
And yeah, he's going up right now, taking a breath,
is.
and he comes back 30 seconds later. You know.
Wow.
So.
And came back down.
I don't think he knew that. I think he tried. In the earlier footage, you can see how he rubs against a rock or a coral head. So I think he tried to solve the problem himself. It was fishing line just holding his pectoral fin too close to really close. And there was fishing line into his mouth. I think he would have starved because he couldn't move his head anymore. And he tried to solve it himself. But this is his territory where he lives with his family of it's a Pacific bottlenose dolphin.
Yeah.
And we are so close to his territory, and he just said, well, let's give it a try. That's what I interpret this, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's incredible situation.
Wow.
Yeah, he came back to the divers, and
That's incredible. So people should check that out. Then also you do videos yourself, instructional videos. Is that right?
Well, yeah, that's a couple years ago because I'm so much with nature, and I know how disconnected the world really is from nature.
Yeah.
And I have this unique position here to show something not only that is underwater and ocean, but also Manta Rays. So they helped me heal from real trauma. Back then, I lost my first husband, you know. So you're in this cloud of grief, and they poked this, and they said, there's a reason that you're still around. You came all the way from Germany to Hawaii. Do a dive, and some healing started. And I wish that for everybody. So my efforts are to bring my knowledge online, although I'm not very good at it, I have to say. I mean,
Come on, you're great at it. These videos are great. They're so informative.
I want more. I want more. I'm just
we always try to
I'm
make
running
it
a
little
small
better.
company and have not much time. So.
I think it's great. So
you.
also, it's so amazing to me. You know, you had some trauma in your life. You lost your husband. Had you ever scuba dived before?
I was certified, but had made 6 dives. You know, you have
Wow.
to get this certification. I did
Yeah.
it in Australia 7 years prior. And then I went on this trip to Hawaii, and I said, I want to just get diving again.
Yeah.
And so I refreshed my skills and then ended up on this dive.
Beautiful story.
I call it certified, not qualified. That's what the dive masters are for, and the instructors to help you out when you don't do much diving. But you can go snorkeling. I mean, with snorkeling, people go on this activity with us now.
Yeah.
You need to have basic snorkel and basic swim skills.
Yeah.
And basic snorkel skills. And some people don't have that because they come from the middle of the country.
Yeah.
But who cares? Practice in a pool, get familiar with the equipment. Or I did these instructional videos to make people aware what's important. You know, so
I'm going to go
not
to
rocket science.
I love it. I love it. Hawaiian punch. Chuck says Hawaiian punch. Now I'm gonna move on to. I want to go to this keynote here, just a sec, that has some facts about. Just so we make sure that we get the facts here. Just a minute. I'm almost there. Okay, so these are some Manta Ray facts, and I wondered if you could walk us through a little bit.
I need my glasses for that.
Oh, they were talking about the size. So there's the Manta Ray is basically the big one, and the stingray
of all the rays, he's the largest one.
The largest
right.
one. And okay, there's some anatomy there. So the eyes are on the side of the head, like that. So they don't have binocular vision. They have vision.
Well, they have, on top of that, they have electroreception. This is called Ampullae of Lorenzini. All sharks have that. They're in the shark family.
Oh.
And so in the front, they're nerve cells. So they also know what's in front of them, around them. So eyes on the side, and they know what's in front of them. So when we dive and snorkel with them, they know exactly where we are, because we have, with our heart rate, some kind of electric impulse.
Yeah.
And they know what's happening around them. And I met clumsy Manta Rays that ran into me and hit me in the head, but kind of like, it's cool, you know. So, but
that's hilarious. Do
they
see very well? I mean,
very well.
They see very well.
They have very good eyesight. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
And then a big eye, and then a brain ratio. The biggest brain of all fish, but ratio from brain size, it's about a fist size to the body. You know, it's a big body. So they definitely have a big brain, the biggest brain of all fish, biggest brain to body ratio of all fish.
Wow.
And I believe they're very intelligent. I mean, we condition, like you condition your house cat to where the food is, or the dog. Yeah. The Manta Rays learned lights means food, and let's go there. And they change over the years. I mean, Big Bertha is a special one because we know her for 29 years. She was identified in 1992, and she was not a little Bertha or Bertha. She was already a grown-up female, was named Big Bertha. And but over the years, I mean, we named over 50 Manta Rays, and some Manta Rays then back in 2003, 4, 5, we haven't seen anymore. We don't see anymore, but other ones are sticking around for a long time.
How long do they live?
40 to 80 years, as is estimated.
What? Really?
And there's one Manta Ray, we lost sight of her in 2016. That was Lefty. She was known for 37 years. And based on that, we extrapolate with Big Bertha being so big back in 92. So 40 to 80 years is I think it's very, very likely.
Wow. So they live as long as humans, essentially.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
And it's a very slow reproducing animal.
Yeah. How do they reproduce?
Well, how? Boys and girls.
I mean, I don't want to get too graphic here, but I was wondering, do they lay eggs? Do they? What do they do?
No, it's live birth.
Yeah.
It's live birth.
Oh.
So the gestation period is, so the female is usually flat on the belly here, but when they're pregnant, and it's 13 months gestation period. Get this, 13 months, yeah? Then the belly gets really rounded. And what grows inside of her, it's one of my favorite stories to tell, they have the pup inside of them with the wings around its body and the tail tucked in. And then this is the pup inside the mom. And we call that, Manta burrito. Yeah. So.
They come out as a burrito.
So the mom is then
Yeah.
pregnant, and then the pup is expelled in the back. It's live birth. It comes out. It sinks first, but it unrolls the wings, and then it starts swimming. And here's a really big difference to the stingray. A manta ray is a creature of perpetual motion that never stops swimming. They
Really?
always move forward. There's no back paddling for a manta ray, no laying in the sand like a stingray. A stingray has the ability to push water over its gills. Manta ray doesn't have that. So their mouth is in the front or in the gills. I mean, they're just, water has to go over their gills so they keep the oxygenation, So, yeah.
Do you, you say that they move all the time. How do they sleep?
Conscious state of mind the entire life. Like many sharks are the same way.
They don't sleep.
No, not that we think of. And then we have a lot of guests here that say, don't they have half their brain shut off? And then they get confused with dolphins. That is, we see a lot of dolphins here on the coastline, but dolphins is a mammal that needs to take a breath, come up to the surface, a conscious decision to take a breath. So when they sleep, they take half their brain offline. The other one can make that decision to go up and to take the breath. But manta ray is a fish. This is a fish. Yes, they stay on the water.
And do they have only one pup per birth? Is one of the questions.
Yeah. So, one pup at a time. That's what we think, because when a pup comes out of Big Bertha, for example, it's 2 or 3 feet already. So that is
it's
big.
Yeah.
And I don't think there are 2 of them in there, just by physics, But maybe it's 2, but it's not 50 or 100 that they put out a lot of pups right away, and it takes 2 or 4 years for each pregnancy to recur, and 10 to 15 years to sexual maturity reached. So we are talking about a very slow reproducing animal. Yeah.
Wow. And
have you be very careful with
do you
that
have
species.
any pregnant manta rays now that you know of?
No, right now we have courtship behavior. What we see is a manta train. You have the female in the front, and then lots of males behind. The most I've seen on a manta train is like 30 males.
Oh, really?
After the
girl. Really?
And it happened on the manta ray dive too. It's kind of this traffic jam. It's like manta rays going back and forth, but they can eat and follow. It's kind of fun, It's like the females trying to eat, and the males are just like, no, we don't want to eat, But eventually, then they fall off, and well, we believe with humpback whales, we say the strongest male makes mates. With manta rays, I kind of disprove that. There's another video on the YouTube channel about a pregnancy diary for Big Bertha, where we saw her being chased, but 2 different males actually were single with her 3 weeks later, and another 2 weeks later. So we don't know who that is. Wow. And then we went with her through the pregnancy, meaning we filmed her every month. So you can see how the belly gets bigger. And then I had that 2-week window where I can say from big belly to flat belly, and then we had smaller males, smaller manta rays identified shortly after. So pretty exciting. I'm already getting excited. So
yeah, one of our questions is, do you see any impacts from climate change on the species?
Yeah, here in Hawaii, we're doing pretty good because we are the most isolated chain of islands, and manta rays have a little bit of protection from outside fisheries to come in. Yeah. But manta rays are under a lot of pressure from climate change, just because of the pollution. If you think of all the plastic that's floating around, right? And another thing is just in Asian fisheries are hunting manta rays because the gill rakers, that's the inside of their mouth, how the manta rays are just processing their plankton to just take it away, rake it from the water. There's a belief in the Chinese medicine that it has medicinal purpose. So manta rays are being harvested for the Chinese medicine market, and it's been protected by the United States, the United Nations, and CITES. It's about trading between countries. And once they were protected, then the price went up. It's this really crazy thing about humans.
Once they were protected, the price went up, so people wanted it more.
Yeah, and many animals are under pressure. I know that, but and the manta ray is particularly hard because they're so slow reproducing. So it's really hard.
We got what they eat. All right, we've covered a lot of this stuff. This is great. Don't touch the manta rays. They've got it says they've got some kind of slime coating on their body.
Yeah, if you touch fish, right, there's slime on it. Yeah. And they have that too. So if here people in the for the activity, if we would all touch the manta rays, I mean, they would not feel comfortable first to be around these touchy hands because it stops them from eating. I mean, or interrupts them from what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
And you would take the protective slime coating off. So I mean, what's the purpose of that, right? If this is an activity really where it's not that we bring food to the situation. Like you could go to the Cayman Islands, there's Stingray City, and people bring food to the situation to make the stingrays come in.
Yeah.
In our case, the plankton is either in the ocean, and it's either in abundance or it's not, and that depends on if you see manta rays. And that's why I think it's such a good concept of ecotourism. Although we have internal problems too. There's a lot of people, activity operators here, you know. Yeah. But comparing to what the Asian markets do, Asian fisheries, I mean, you know.
Wow. I want to move into something I want to see. I want to show you this. This is this guy, Pierre Robert LATOUR. He's in Norway, and he swims with killer whales. And I just wonder, is there a group do you have conventions of people that swim with animals, or do you have any communication with people like this?
No, unfortunately, I'm just in my little world here with manta rays.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good people out there doing good work.
Seems like it, doesn't there? Yeah.
Yes. I'm not maybe you search more on YouTube and look for this stuff. Yeah. I'm in this world all the time, and I don't look for that.
Yeah.
But like he seems to have his voice out there and talk. Yeah. That's I'm trying that too. But what really brings me a lot of joy is when I show the manta rays now to guests. I mean, all these years to the guests here in person. I know how it not only touches. Sometimes it's not only touching people's heart.
Yeah.
I think it's cracking it open.
Yeah.
To say, hey, you really need to step back as a human and not think you're the most important part in this.
Yeah.
I mean, in this whole system that we live on, is this place of Earth, right? So.
Did you see the film My Octopus Teacher? Have you seen that?
You bet.
That's a pretty great thing.
Very
Do you
good,
feel like
very
you
good.
have that kind of experience, that kind of relationship with the manta rays?
Yeah, I personally don't take myself very serious, but if I'm with manta rays, I feel very comfortable, and I put a really good energy calmness out. And my guests come with me, and we all experience so much joy.
Yeah.
So my day when I go at night to work, really, it's always full of joy, and that is really, really, I think I really can push people in the right direction to do better, so.
It probably improves. So how can we do this? So if we come to Hawaii, we can go to your website and we can schedule a tour. Is that right?
Yeah. So overall, if you go on Google, just Kona Manta Rays or something like that, there are 50 operators on the coastline offering the same tour.
Yeah.
And there are 3 locations. I mentioned that earlier. And we have been operating at the 3rd location. My husband actually set it up as a tour because we can go from a private beach at a very nice hotel.
Yeah.
But you can go with the 49 other companies. The only big difference is you would go on a boat to get to the locations.
Yeah.
We have the privilege to go from the beach, and we go in small groups. So my approach is always about sustainability, and because the other dive sites are lots of boats and lots of people, we kind of removed ourselves. We are just we had the chance, and my husband is a very smart cookie, to reinvent ourselves. Yeah, I mean, we used to just do the filming, and we were not operators until about 2015.
Yeah.
And so reinventing ourselves to be just camera people to being operators, that was a cool step in the business world. And I really enjoy business too, which is a unique business.
Yeah.
But what happens, I would have still filmed today if GoPros wouldn't have come out. I used to be the one that provides the service to the boat operators, to their guests, to take the video home. Yeah. And but then the market changed, the consumer changed, and everybody brought their own little cameras. Not that the footage is good, but they want to have this moment of like filming. Quite often miss the point of enjoying the moment.
Yeah, right.
That is that you cannot
remember that time I looked into a camera.
I
people spend so much time. So much time looking into a camera. They're like, they have to see the actual fish when they get home. Well, this is great. Okay, now we're going to move on to our contest. I told you I was going to have a contest. So everybody get ready because we're going to have a contest here, and the winner gets a lunch therapy t-shirt. So here we go. We're going in. Okay. Uh-oh. Hold on a sec. Going back.
I know that stuff.
This we already did, yeah. This is not the contest. Hold on a second. I have to switch. Just a minute here. I'm going to see this here. Oh, no. He blew the shift. This happens to me sometimes. Hold on. Okay. Almost there. Here it is. Famous Rays. It's a lunch therapy game. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this game, and we are going to guess, or no, we are going to identify the famous Rays. So here we go. First one. Any idea?
Well, I wouldn't know his name. His name must be Ray, and he founded McDonald's.
He founded McDonald's. Anybody in the chat room know the name of the founder of McDonald's? They're a little delayed, so I'll give them a chance. They'll probably guess it on the next one. It is... These are probably unfair. Oh, here we go.
Ray Kroc.
Ray Kroc. Yep, Ray Kroc. Good one. All right.
Oh, that was my pronunciation. Thanks, Todd.
Next one. Anyone know this guy? This guy. Now, this guy, he's a scientist. He actually wrote a book called about the singularity, which is about technical progress. And it looks like we got some more Ray Krocs coming in from last time. So he basically is a futurist, this guy. And his name is, he also invented the synthesizer, or one of the synthesizers that people know. I'm going to have to give this one away. The answer is Ray Kurzweil. Ray Kurzweil. Oh, Kaylea got it.
Yay, Kaylea.
I'm going to have some good ones for you, though. I'm going to have some good ones for you. Oh, how about this? One of your Manta Rays is named after this individual.
Sugar Ray?
Sugar Ray. That's Sugar Ray Leonard. That's right.
That's right.
All right, you got that one. That was good. Okay, here we go. Here's one that only you can answer.
Big Bertha.
Do you know it? Really? You knew it just from that? That's incredible. It's incredible.
Why is that incredible?
I'm just amazed.
Pets?
I do have pets.
A lot of people? Yeah,
yes.
You know their names too. I mean,
You're
I'm
right.
with them all the time, almost.
It's so cool.
Over 20 years, 5 times a week. You know, so it's just my
that's
buddies.
Good. I love it. I love it. How about this fellow
that's
here?
a musician.
Yes.
I'm Ray Charles Ray.
That's Ray Charles. That's right. I'm giving.
Well, we have a Manta Ray called Ray Charles Ray. So.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I wish I would have seen that one. There's a list of all their Manta Rays on the website. If you go to there's like every single one of them, you click on them, they have pictures of them. It's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, Matt got it. Ray Charles. Let's see. It turns out there are a lot of famous Rays. This is the actor. These are mostly American references too. So you didn't grow up with all these things, maybe. And the answer is, I'm stalling. And ding, 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 Ray Liotta. Yay. Sven de Kock says Ray Charles was born in Seattle. I don't know if that's true. Kaylea got Ray Liotta. Yeah. I got to figure out what to do in between asking the question and allowing the chat room to guess. Okay, everybody, guess this one. I put a little clue there, but I don't think anybody in the chat room is going to get this. Well, they might, actually. Let's just wait just a moment to see if anyone gets this. Because, so a lot of times the names that you come up with for the Manta Rays have to do with the pattern. So you see something, it's like you see constellation. No?
No, that has happened with this Manta Ray.
Oh, just with this one?
Perfect with him.
Okay.
Well, what happened twice also, you know, when the Manta Rays are really young, and we didn't talk about the male and female parts, but if you have a female, you would just have 2 flaps here, and a male would have claspers in addition, you know. But when the boys are young, they have really short claspers. So it happened twice that we had two young boys, and we gave them female names. So we made this really bad mistake, and we had to rename them.
Yeah.
So that happens when you have this. And then there's another good story, but we're gonna see what Luke Skywalker.
Everybody said Luke Skywalker, Ray Skywalker. Luke Skywalker.
Raider.
That's not even Ray. Darth Raider.
Darth Raider.
Yay. Nice. You could tell, but oh my God, that's so great.
Yeah.
And
with this, it just happened that he was a male and the lightsaber in the middle. So it was just perfect.
That's cool. And in the picture, they used the right color lightsaber because I believe that Darth Vader has a red lightsaber.
I made all.
Oh, you did? Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah, it's all my stuff.
Here's a famous author named Ray. Anyone? Maybe you've heard of the book. I don't even know. What is the book where they burn the books? It is called Fahrenheit 451. So this is Ray Bradbury. There's a lot of famous Rays, I'll tell you. And here's Chuck got it. Chuck, Matt Wright, Sven the Cock got it. There's a building in Los Angeles called the Bradbury Building, which I don't know if it's named after Ray. Next one. Everyone Loves Raymond.
Oh. I know the show.
These are tough. Especially if you spend a lot of time with Manta Rays and you don't watch a lot of television.
I watch a lot of television.
Oh, you do?
Actually.
Do you?
It helped me in getting my English better. Always the subtitles to get my English.
It's a great way to learn another language, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the fact is this is a picture from another show. Not Everyone Loves Raymond. Pizza, Neil says, I don't know why. Todd Lee gets it. Camila Lopez gets it. Ray Romano, yes. Ray Romano. And, I found a woman named Ray. This is from the Bugaloos, the Sid and Marty Krofft show from back in the 70s. And and she used to do commercials about denture cleaning. Famous Ray's. Oh, Ray's Pizza. Neil was saying Ray's Pizza because it's a famous pizza place in New York. And this is Martha Ray.
Yeah.
I know, it's tough. Okay, now I'm going to be much more in your wheelhouse.
That's Nick Ray.
Nick Ray? I don't know why I'm so shocked by this. You said I would know my cats if I saw them. But you're totally right.
Well, he might be Big Bertha's baby.
Really? That's the one. That's one of.
But because he was identified shortly after Big Bertha gave birth in 2011, and so it's a possibility. But there is DNA testing being done by someone from Maui. Yeah. But it just happened a few months ago. So.
Wow. There is a lot of Rays out there, I'll tell you. This is the last one. This is kind of a tough one. This is the guy who starred as Mr. Hand in Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and then also he was in My Favorite Martian. And I'm going to allow the chat room to guess this one. The winner of, I think maybe if Todd Lee gets this one, he might win a T-shirt because he's been quite good. He's not going to get it. They're not going to get it. All right. Answer is Ray Walston. All right. Thanks for enjoying that contest with us.
It's hilarious. Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to move on to the dance break. Dance break is we're going to play a song by a person out there on the YouTube. And I've got a really good one today. Her name is Kaylea, and she's singing a song called Manta Rays. So here we go. Mm-hmm. Before we do the dance break, I just want to say, and this is just with the dolphins in the background here, I want to say thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate you being here. And also, I appreciate what you're doing because I think that, like you say, we as human beings need to be more connected to the world around us, and less focused on whatever we're trying to do in this life. that seems to be ruining a lot of the beauty and a lot of the relationship that we have with this earth. And so people like you that commune with the animals and the fish and go out into the environment and take us out there are really doing important work and really living life probably the way it's supposed to be lived, as opposed to what a lot of us are doing. Todd Lee says, give her my T-shirt. You've now won a T-shirt. You're going to have to... Yeah!
Yeah. If I can bring people closer to nature, I feel often not so good about the time, because we have to start doing this faster to reconnect. Does that make sense? We don't have the time, really. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I already was talking about too much plastic around me.
Yeah.
It's 30 years later, but I do know that there's a lot of efforts, you and me right now, bringing all lunch therapy to people.
Yeah.
And I just, of all the decisions you make, we are living in this beautiful world that we can make choices for nature and to be integrated.
Yeah.
Not separated.
Not
it
separated.
feels so much better.
Yeah.
It feels so much better. All your cells will feel better. Your whole body will feel better if you're connected to nature.
I think that's true. Even you were talking about cats. Even my cat, when I pick up my cat, I just feel so much better, like instantly. Just that connection with animals, even if it claws me in the face. Sometimes it does. Too. All right, so now we're going to get on the dance break, and then that'll be the end of the show. Here we go. As promised, dance break.
Thank you.
So here she is. I have the wrong name on this thing. Kaylea. So she has a YouTube channel, and she is... Here we go. She's from Idaho.
When I first decided your face was the one I wanted my mind to conjure. I never knew Manta Rays
supposed to be dancing here.
Till I got high and had to Google it.
I think that's the only Manta Ray reference in the song. But it's called Manta Rays.
Trying hard to forget.
Wish I got no masturbate. I'm gonna try and dance like a manta ray.
Your honey voice echoes in every noise, and I know this is just how it goes. I know. My therapist will tell me that it's best to let it be, but I wanna light fires, I wanna explode, I wanna be everything you want to know. It's all for you, it's all for you, it's all for you, it's always for you, it's all for you, it's never not for you, it's all for you, it's
Let's see what people
always
say.
for you.
Yeah, you're a great sport. That's for sure.
Thanks, Kamala.
I wanna be your shining pearl, you're one in the world, the
Everybody
type
says
you wanna
thanks here.
lean on. Wish I were something suited for that. I skip every song that won't remind me of you, 'cause if it does,
Thank you,
then it's
Kaylea,
not worth
for
the time. I
allowing
wish
us to
I
play
had
this song on the
time
show.
with
Manta Rays by Chloe Moriando, who I don't know who that is, but apparently they're very good. I like this song.
Wanna be more the way I am in general.
I'm doing the dancing
So
for
tell
us.
me that this means anything. I promise I understand.
All right, everybody, this has been Lunch Therapy Interview Friday. Thank you for joining us,
It's all for you.
and thank you for enjoying the Manta Rays.
All for you.
Thank you.